What's up guys, Jeremy here and welcome back to my channel. And I almost went broke. If you're new here, what's up? My name is Jeremy Mateo and I'm a real estate broker and investor here in Hawaii. Recently, I just posted a video talking about the successful closing of my most recent flip in which I made $120,000 in profit. Although I do have 2 more flips on the way, maybe 3, but those won't be finished until next year. So therefore, this concludes my first official year of flipping homes with almost $200,000 in profit. Man, I have to say that this whole experience was so fun. I mean, I made a lot of money. I made a lot of content from these flips, and I also networked with a lot of great people by stepping into the real estate investing community. Wow. All of these things that I just mentioned are very glamorous, but in today's video, I'm going to talk about the things that are not so glamorous. My goal with this channel is to bring you as much value as I can and also being the most transparent as I can. So I definitely would be a liar if I said that flipping homes was all rainbows and butterflies, because it definitely was not. And flipping homes actually almost made me broke. And that is what today's video is going to be about. But before we do that, I have to ask you to please smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. And while you're at it, go ahead and follow me on all my other social media platforms as well. All right, thanks. Now we can get this video started. So as I said earlier, this is my first year officially flipping homes. If we backtrack to January, I discovered what private money lending was and how to use other people's money to buy expensive homes here in Hawaii, fix it up, sell it, and make a lot of money, and well, the rest is history. This year, I completed 2 flips successfully. The first one, I had partners. The second one was all by myself. And after all the partner splits and fees and commissions and all of that, I made personally a little over $150,000. Wow. Yes, it was fun, and yes, I did make a lot of money. However, in between all of that, I kinda almost went broke doing so. And don't mind me, I just laugh it off to kind of cope with how I almost went broke. Anyway, before we go any further, could my editor please, put some flashing warning signs here for my disclaimer? The decisions I made in order to make all of this happen in this video that I'm talking about was extremely risky, and I wouldn't recommend doing any of this if you don't know what you're doing. You could lose a lot of your own money. You could lose a lot of other people's money. And just make sure you know what you're doing. That being said, if I were to do it all over again, honestly speaking, I would. So now that's out of the way, let's go back, back in time to March of this year, March 2021. I was buying my first flip for $540,000. I needed a 25% down payment plus closing costs, which was about $155,000. I didn't have that. So what did I do? I brought in 2 partners. As I mentioned in other videos, their names were Alex and Fro. They're my good friends. And we all chipped in around $57,000 each to pay for the expenses, the down payment, and we made it happen. At that time, when I gave my $57,000, that almost was all the money I had saved up in my bank account. When I gave that money, I think I had maybe like $10,000 left, and not gonna lie, I was pretty scared giving that much money with little reserves left. But sure enough, I knew that I had some real estate sales coming along the way and that I could live off of using my credit card. And with the money I had left and the amount of time that this flip was going to take, I calculated in my mind that I would have enough money to pay for my mortgages and living expenses while I see these 2 flips through. Hopefully. However, things didn't go according to plan. And by that, I mean it in a really good way, but also in an extremely stressful way. So basically, while in the middle of my first flip, as I mentioned in my last video, an opportunity came in which I was able to buy my second flip. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link in the description below. Go check it out after you watch this video. But in that video, I mentioned that in order to get my next deal, I needed to give a $5,000 deposit. Well, guess what? That $5,000 was just about pretty much my last $5,000 in my bank account. It was an extremely risky move, but it was just a deal that I could not pass up. Why did I choose to put myself in an extremely risky situation? because I knew of how great the upside would be. If you watched from my last video, I made $120,000 from this deal. So that $120,000 came from my last $5,000. So it definitely paid off and was well worth the risk. However, the fact that I have a $3,800 monthly bill to pay for my condo, plus other living expenses, made all of this extremely scary. Yes, I was confident in myself, I was confident in the deal I had, and I was confident in the real estate market. But just the thought of possibly things going wrong was pretty intense. So now you're probably wondering, wait, Jeremy, how did you pay for your mortgage or your bills when you gave your last $5,000 for the deposit? Well, to answer your question, it's a simple answer. Luckily, I invested in stocks last year and made a couple $1,000s doing so. I sold off a couple extra stocks and got the extra $5,000, and that just gave me just a little more time to pay for my mortgage and other living expenses. So by buying myself a little more time, the next month I would close on my flip and I would have all the money to survive. Crazy, I know. Most of you watching probably think I'm dumb or financially irresponsible. But I will tell you that I was completely aware of my choices that I was making. I knew the risk, and I was ready to take all of these risks head on. For me, when I come across an opportunity, not just any opportunity, like an amazing opportunity or situation, my mindset is always about finding a way to make it work. Wow. To me, there is always a way. You just need to find the way. Or if there is no way, then you need to make a way. You know what I'm saying? I really hope that doesn't come off as arrogant to those watching. And if it does, I'm sorry. Actually, you know what? I scratched that. I'm not sorry because, I feel like to be successful in life and in business, you need to have a can-do attitude. You need to have the mindset that you will figure things out no matter what. That you will get things done no matter what. Not to toot my own horn, but I feel like this is one of my biggest strengths. Wow. Is that taking any situation and figuring out a way to make happen and not backing down from any opportunity because there is a slight problem. I feel like people who have this talent or this strength, a lot of them are able to take risk and make things happen. You either have this or you don't, This strength or talent, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be the difference between you being average and amazing. Now, while all of this was going on, I honestly was freaking out. I was honestly scared. And I was thinking to myself, why did I do this to myself? This was extremely risky. I literally have no money in my bank account. And so I reached out to other investors, just talking story and just venting to them. And it was pretty funny because they all gave me encouragement. And the reason why they did that is because I found out that we all have the same story. I talked to a bunch of investors and we all have had these crazy moments on multiple occasions where we find so many good deals and we end up, seeing our bank account go from over $500,000 to less than $1,000 really quickly because we're buying all these good deals. And when I found that out, I was like, oh wow, I guess I'm doing the right things after all. They kind of gave me the okay, hey, this is all part of the game, don't worry. I believe the term that one of my investor friends told me was that a lot of real estate investors are usually asset rich, but cash poor because we're buying all of these deals. So to people that have this can-do attitude, they would have probably taken this deal had I not taken it. And those who don't have the attitude where they're kind of scared and they want to play it safe, they would have not taken the deal. And I'm glad I didn't play it safe. Because you gotta remember, the main thing that made me take this deal is that I kept remembering if I don't take this deal, someone else will. So it might as well be me. But I will say that at the end of the day, doing all of this still almost made me go broke. And while this was happening, I still had those what ifs in my head. When my flips were being renovated, I still thought, man, what if something goes wrong during the renovation? When I put it on the market, I still thought, man, what if no one wants to buy my flip? When I got into escrow, I still thought, man, what if the buyer backs out? At every single stage of this process, I still had those what ifs. I still had those doubts. Having these thoughts in your head is completely normal. We're human. And for me, I was extremely stressed throughout this whole entire process, thinking about all of these what ifs. But at the end of the day, you have to control these thoughts. You have to control these things in your head. The reason for this video is to show you guys how crazy real estate investing can be. You know, that it's not all fun, it's not all glamorous, that in this business, you are taking extreme risk with not only your money, but other people's money as well. But if you're willing to put in the work and put in the research, and you know in your gut that the risk you're taking will have extreme upsides, then I promise you that good things will happen to you. Well, actually, no, scratch that word. I don't promise, you know, I'll just say that all of this was not financial advice. Can my editor please, you know, again, put the flashing warning signs right here, not financial advice, but you guys get what I'm saying. Take calculated risk, not reckless risk. There's a difference between those two. And if the upside is there, you know, why not? So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I feel like half of you who watched this were probably like, hell yeah, that was dope. And then the other half was like, oh my God, Jeremy, you're so stupid and irresponsible. Can't believe you did that. But hey, it all worked out in the end, right? Anyway, I hope this video gives you an idea about how real estate investing really is, and that it's not all fun and happiness, and sometimes it's a lot of mental and financial stress. But again, if you can pull it off, and if you can make it work and find a way to any problem that comes your way, the upside is so worth it. So thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time.